Megan!
Kara.
So good to see you.
You too.
How you doing, girl?
Good. Really good.
So I've seen you now a few days in a row.
You have.
Yeah, it's really good. And, you know, we had kind of an interesting conversation yesterday where you told me how you've tried out for choir, Glee Club, and it never worked out. Maybe you can kind of talk to us about that.
I tried out for everything I could think of during junior high and high school. Didn't make anything, even the choir that anyone can be in. I wouldn't even make like a silly little solo.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's just so wrong, Megan.
It was sad. I cried a lot in those years.
Yeah. But, you know, you ended up on American Idol.
I did.
And I want to tell you that I think the things that they probably said to you, which were you didn't blend in, your sound was too identifiable, are the exact things that really worked for you on the show and made you so successful. Wouldn't you agree now?
Yeah.
So what do you have to say to your Glee Club teacher?
In your face.
That's what I was thinking. So, you know, I kind of wanted to go through a few things that I had said on the show to you so you kind of understood a little bit more because, you know, we get these 30 seconds to tell you. And I refer to you as a package artist, which, you know, I'm also an executive at Warner Brothers. So when people come into my office and they want to get signed, that's like the biggest compliment I can give them because it means they have an identifiable sound, they have a great look, they have star potential, star power, and they usually have a vision for what they want their record to be. And you had all those things. The one thing that I saw on the show that we were trying to make sure you did from week to week was kind of define that vision. And I wanted to ask you, where do you see yourself now? What kind of a record would you make?
You know, Adele and Amy and Duffy, I love their sound. If I was going to veer in a direction, I'd love to do that. But I've never tried writing, so I don't know what's inside, but maybe it's something super different and awesome that, you know, is new.
So let's break it down. Never had a vocal lesson.
No.
Don't know what your range is.
No, not really.
Know what a key to a song is?
Only from being on the show.
Okay. So pretty incredible that your natural ability drove you this far. I just have to say that. I got to give you a hug for that because you know what? It's a hard gig for the first time.
It was hard.
So I also wanted to kind of go over the songs and what I heard in some of the performances, but more importantly what I wanted to tell you is some things that you can do now that you have a post-Idol life. And I was wondering, do you remember the key that the Bob Marley song was in? Was that lower than the song she sang today? Okay, so because I think what happened too is on that Bob Marley song, you started so low. What was the first note on that?
I?
Yeah. Right? And on this other song, it was... I go walking. So the thing that you have to really know and that all singers are so, well-versed in is their key. Where their voice sounds the best, the range. Are you somebody who sings best low? Are you somebody who's in the middle, a mezzo-soprano? Are you a soprano? And I would guess that you're probably in the middle, but you have this beautiful falsetto that you really didn't use. And well, you used it, but not on that last song. And it's just so incredible and effortless, and especially when I was listening to you do this performance, you used all parts of your range. And I think the general comment I can give you is that the best singers, they know their strengths and their weaknesses. So how do you find that out as somebody who's just getting to learn their voice? You need to record. You need to get in the studio and listen to yourself back and go, yeah, that's not so good for me. That's where I really sound great. And switch it up and really get to know your voice. And that's what's so exciting about this for you now is that this is like a whole new world for you. Right?
I'm so excited.
I mean, you're going to get to work with people and try different things and, you know, look at the jazzy side of your voice, look at the more bluesy side of your voice. But what I do hope you do is you do songs that have a lot of range in them and motion and movement because there are different parts of your tone that will come out if you do that. And I think that could be a really helpful thing for you.
Okay.
Let's take the song down. Let's take it down. Yeah, let's take it down to kind of where it would be, right? Yeah. So see that.
Okay.
This is where you sang the Bob Marley song.
I go a-walking. Oh, down there. After midnight, out in the moonlight.
Okay, you see where that is in your tone?
Yeah.
I go walking. It's all here.
Yeah.
And when you take it up, look what happens.
I go walking after midnight, out in the moonlight.
You see, and so it breaks up your tone. It's going moonlight, and then you're using those to launch into that note, but it's not all, I go, oh. See where it allows you to vary up the tone, which is so important for you because that is what makes you a great artist, is that you have that identifiable tone. And the reality is that the best thing you can have is that, because when I turn the radio on, I want to know in 3 seconds who it is. And if I can know in 3 seconds, it's money in the bank, girl.